Hey everybody, thanks for checking out our video game auction pickups. My wife and I were at a local auction in southeast Pennsylvania this weekend, and they were selling all sorts of different collectibles, everything from glass bottles and antique Matchbox cars, models, you name it. But part of what they were selling was actually video games. My wife and I were lucky enough to find a little bit of time on our schedule and go down there together, and we just want to share our pickups, kind of the whole process of going to an auction and how much fun we had with you on this episode. So for those of you who've never been to an auction, it's actually quite a bit of fun. When I say an auction, I don't mean like an eBay auction. I mean an actual auction with an auctioneer. You get one of these numbers when you go in to register, and when you want to bid, you raise this number up. It goes really fast paced. So you gotta be listening carefully. You gotta be on the ball because you don't want to miss the lot that you went there for. My wife actually did a little bit of research on this particular auction before we went, so we were able to see kind of what lot was going to be there, and what we did was put a value on each of these lots we were interested in. For example, if we didn't think that the items were worth more than $100, we weren't going to bid more than $100 on it. It took the emotional bidding out of the equation, because when you're at these auctions, you kind of get in this mood where you just want to beat out the other guy or lady or whoever's bidding on it, but you just got to be careful you don't overpay for stuff. So I just kind of want to share this gigantic haul that we got with you. I'm actually going to tell you the prices that we ended up paying for these, and hopefully this will help you out if you guys end up going to an auction looking for video games. One of the lots that we got was this PlayStation 1 lot right here. This lot included 4 PlayStation consoles, 3 of which were these newer style mini ones. These are just really cool. When I was going through these, I popped open the door, and as an added little bonus, got these extra discs inside there. I don't think either one of these are particularly expensive, but it just goes to show you never know. In fact, I didn't even open this one. We'll do this one together. Maybe there's a disc in here. There's not. One of these mini PlayStation ones came complete in box, right there. They are lacking some of the AV cords, but we got some power cords, we got some controllers. They're untested, so we don't really know if they work. But we got this lot. The final price was $25. That included, like I said, these power blocks, controllers, and 4 consoles. I think for $25 it's worth the risk. The next lot that we got here was a lot of 7 Sega Genesis Model 2s and this Sega Saturn Zapper. Doesn't go to the Genesis, obviously. I don't even have a Saturn in the collection, so I can't test that. Again, none of these Genesis consoles were tested as far as we knew, but the final bid, $15. There were other people bidding on both of these lots, the Genesis lot and the PlayStation 1 lot. $15 was a pretty good gamble for me to take. We do really like Segas, so hopefully we can at least get a couple of these to work, and if they don't, I can use them for parts. My favorite lot out of the day that we were able to get at this auction was this Game Boy lot. This actually includes a Game Boy Advance pouch. There's another pouch that's not pictured here. I think it had 2 or 3 AC adapters, but then we got a Game Boy Pocket, 3 Game Boy Colors, an original old school Game Boy, 2 Game Boy Advance, the clear ones. I think they call those Glacier. I could be wrong. We actually got a Game Boy Player boot up disc for the GameCube, which are pretty darn rare. Mario Kart loose cartridge, Sega Arcade Gallery loose, Game & Watch, Super Mario Land 2. We didn't get this game, but we did get the manual for Pokemon Fire Red. poster that goes with it. Pretty cool. And these Game Boys, my wife and I tested them last night. They all work, with the exception of a few pixels being dead on the original OG Game Boy, but I'm going to try to repair that. We got this whole lot. This was the big spender of the day. Spent 110. One weird lot that we got. I haven't even had a chance to go through this. My wife bid it on this lot while I was out collecting our winnings from a previous lot that I had won. I didn't even realize she was going for this. This is a bin of just random controllers, wires, God knows what's in here. I haven't even sorted through it yet. There's an 8-bit NES controller. It seems like there's maybe half a dozen 3-button Genesis controllers. Here's an aftermarket 64 controller. I'm pretty sure this one's not going to work too well. The joystick seems to be not centered, but we'll see. I'm kind of going through this for the first time here right on camera. PlayStation 1 controller, DualShock. So, like I was saying earlier, we did get that PS1 lot, so some of this stuff is going to be relevant, just like these Genesis 3-button controllers. N64 power adapter. Looks like another aftermarket PlayStation 1 controller. Hey, check that out. There's a Sega power adapter. Hopefully that's for a Genesis. What do you know? There's another one. So hopefully with some of this stuff that we got in here, we'll be able to piece a couple things together for those other consoles we got. Here you can see there's a ton more Genesis controllers in there. This lot, it was considered miscellaneous controls. $15 is all my wife paid for that. I'd say if you guys are collectors, you could probably enjoy a bin of randomness like that. Another lot that my wife surprised me with while I was walking back from collecting one of these other lots again was this massive PlayStation 2 game lot. You can see we've got some of its filler, but there's a couple okay titles here. We got some Guitar Hero, Stuntman. I think there's a few RPG games here. Maximo for PlayStation 2, Crash Bandicoot, a couple racing games. Gran Turismo 3 I think was in here. There's a snowboarding game. Some rock bands. Nothing too crazy. I think this is just a lot of basic games. Nothing to go wild over. But there's about 100 here, I believe we had a rough count on. The final auction price for that, $17.50. If we have about 100 games, that's roughly 17 cents per game. I'd say that's a pretty good value. I haven't gone through these. I don't know if they have manuals. Some of them might have scratches. Who knows? That's just kind of what you find out at an auction. So there you have it. There's our haul from this weekend's auction. It's kind of an old school way of finding stuff, but it's still completely effective. If you guys or girls are looking for any kind of bulk inventory for your own game collection, I totally recommend looking into auctions. It's a wild experience. You're going to meet some crazy people there. We certainly did, but if you like people watching like my wife and I, it's well worth going just for that. They had a concession stand. It was actually pretty cool. And like I said, you get the actual experience of holding up your number and bidding, and it can be quite a bit of fun whether you win the auctions you're looking for or whether you don't. I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope it opened up a couple more avenues for you to try to find some video games, and hopefully you enjoyed learning a little bit. If you like what we got, give me a thumbs up, and as always, hit that subscribe button so you can see more videos like this to come.